So many people in this space, large accounts, are calling for a huge crash today. I'm going to cover this, all right? So here's Rob Moore saying stock market at all-time highs, gold at all-time highs, silver at all-time highs, Bitcoin all-time highs, not really, but close to it, and property prices at all-time highs. Do you need any more evidence that the biggest crash in history is coming? Yeah, it's coming, guys, but I don't think right now. Let's go over this, all right? So today marks the anniversary of the crash of the American stock market that occurred on October 19th, 1987. On that day, the Dow index plummeted 22.6% in a single day, the largest downdraft in trading history. So, it was actually bigger than the COVID crash. But here we go. So the stock market in China actually suffered the worst single day crash since 2008 last week. Now, the thing that you need to look at right now, instead of just kind of going over this like the sky is going to be falling today, is the fact that first off, Bitcoin's fear and greed index is still in fear. The stock market is really high, but I'm not hearing tons and tons of people on daily life talking about how much they're making a killing in the stock market. Because in actuality, there's not a lot of people making money in the stock market as well. And also with crypto market sentiment is absolute trash right now. We don't go through the biggest crash in history during sentiment like this, okay? Now, here's a great tweet from Virtual Bacon. And he goes, every bull market has its weak point where fear peaks, which, I think fear kind of peaked during that large liquidation event where $19 billion of longs got destroyed. That was a beautiful day because that really set open interest, it just reset it, okay? So the amount of leverage in the system was pretty much wiped out, which is fantastic. Okay, so charts look broken. Everyone swears it's over. That's not the end. That is the reset. I like that. The past week flushed out leverage, wrecked confidence, and set the stage for a cleaner upside. This guy gets it. There's very few people in the crypto space that actually get this, okay? You hear all this like, oh, this is the worst week of my life, or this is I'm just getting tired of this. Like I brought up several accounts on my prior videos that were saying this. This is what you want to see, okay? You want to see misery in the space because you're supposed to be buying blood in the streets, not when everyone is super uberly like bullish, okay? And he says it's exactly how the market breathes before the next move. I absolutely agree that. I don't think we're going to have this massive crash today, okay? I really don't think we're going to have that. I would be very, very surprised, especially after that leverage wipeout that we just had and sentiment being this low. It usually doesn't happen during that time, okay? It usually happens when people are extremely greedy. But I digress. Here we go. Alistair McLeod on Twitter. This guy, Goldbug, obviously. Since October 6th, Bitcoin has fallen 13%, while gold has risen 6.5%. The former is run by shysters, crooks, and Ponzi schemers, while the latter is legal money. Legal money? Really, bro? Okay. In which do you feel most safe? Definitely Bitcoin, because I can actually hold my own keys and I know exactly how much supply is on the market at any given time. And I know there's not going to be some mine that's going to be producing 10% of the supply. And I can make an international payment like that with zero intermediary. And I can travel the world with it in my head and nobody's going to pull me over and go, yeah, what is that in your bag? That looks really, that looks like a very dense metal. Oh, I'm sorry. And they pull it out and they're like, oh, they saw it in half. Oh, sorry, that's not actually gold. That's tungsten that weighs pretty much the same as gold. You get my point here. But here we go. I said around 90% of gold is held by the most evil people on the face of the planet, central banks. They murder people globally for gold and oil. You all know this. Everybody watching this, my show right now, knows this, okay? Yes, the crypto space is filled with scammers and crooks. I would say like 90% of the people in the crypto space, probably shysters and stuff, but So is in every industry, okay? However, they are angels compared to central banks. Yes, the worst guy in crypto is a complete angel compared to a central banker. Now, let's go over to Alistair, who bashed Bitcoin when it sunk below $20,000 in 2022. Bitcoin sinks below 20,000, a tragedy for millions sucked into the crypto as a surefire way of making money. Gosh, I don't know who I dislike more, Peter Schiff or this guy. They're both horrible people. They don't understand money, and that's fine. If they did understand money, they'd understand that having an inelastic supply for an asset is one of the most rare things you could possibly have for an asset. What does that mean? It means that no matter how much the price of Bitcoin goes up, they won't be able to mine anymore. Whereas as prices of gold goes up, they're going to be mining like over time. They're going to try to find different mines. They're going to find different ways to find more and more gold because there is simply an unlimited supply of gold in this universe. All right, moving on. We have the M2 money supply jumps to new all-time high of $22.2 trillion. Yes, there's going to be so much more currency printing than you could ever imagine, and that's going to push the price of Bitcoin up, as you already know if you've been watching this channel for a while. Now, also, we have 0 out of 30 crypto bull market peak indicators have hit. Okay, what does that mean? It means we're not topped out yet, guys, and we are still in a bull market. I'm very confident in that. So that is my rant today. Check out learningcrypto.com if you do want to see what we're buying, when we're selling, and when we are going to be buying the bear market that is coming after this. And I actually did a tweet today. I'll probably go over this next time, but one of the reasons why the next bear market is going to be so rough on people, in my opinion, is because that there are Bitcoin treasury companies that don't know a lick about Bitcoin, and they have to, be good to shareholders. So they're going to be selling during the next signs of the next bear market, and that is going to be causing a cascade effect that is going to ravage the crypto space, and you're gonna want to have cash on hand for that. You don't want to be one of those people that held on to their coins all the way up and write it all the way down and not have any cash at the bottom, because it's going to be a great buying opportunity. Check us out, learningcrypto.com. Bye-bye.